Hey guys, welcome back to another ShMoR3S Daily. But before we get into today's video, please subscribe and hit the bell so you may always be notified of my future videos. Drop me a like and follow me on ShMoR3S Gaming and Gaming News on Facebook. Also follow my Twitch for future live streams. Alright, I'm back for today's news. Microsoft might bring Call of Duty to Switch. Microsoft's acquisition of Activision Blizzard has expectedly led to a back-and-forth disclosure about the likelihood of exclusivity. In response, the head of Xbox, Phil Spencer, has confirmed that popular titles like Call of Duty would remain multi-platform. However, at the end of that statement, Spencer briefly voiced Microsoft's interest in taking similar steps to support Nintendo's successful platform. While this leaves room for interpretation, a recent CNBC interview doubles down on Spencer's final remarks, meaning Microsoft might bring Call of Duty to Switch. That would be interesting to see. According to Eurogamer report, Microsoft's president Brad Smith told CNBC, "We'd like to bring Call of Duty to Nintendo's devices. We'd like to bring other popular titles that Activision Blizzard has, and ensure that they continue to be available on PlayStation and that they become available on Nintendo. Of course, this doesn't necessarily mean the future of current Call of Duty games will be developed with the Switch in mind. Still, Spencer and Smith's words might indicate a future where Call of Duty is readily available on every platform." Yeah, it's possible. No Man's Sky soars to Switch this summer. Yeah, this was on the Nintendo Direct the other day, too. Procedurally generated Space Odyssey, No Man's Sky, becomes a pocket universe this summer when it heads to Switch, per today's Nintendo Direct. The Switch version doesn't offer any drastic differences from its console and PC counterparts, but the game includes every update that hit the game throughout its lifetime. That's 5 years worth of additions, which include base building, multiplayer creation, taming, underwater exploration, and much more. It's come a long way since its infamous 26 launch, which is one of the reasons we included it as one of the best open world games available now. I'm still kind of wild that they're able to fit that kind of game on there. I mean, it's not graphically intensive, but still, it's amazing nonetheless. Xenoblade Chronicles 3, if you guys play 2, I haven't played it yet. On the back burner. But, September, coming out. This is at Nintendo Direct the other day, too. Nintendo has revealed Xenoblade Chronicles 3, the long-awaited sequel to 2017's Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and it is scheduled to hit Switch this September. Closing out today's Nintendo Direct, Xenoblade Chronicles 3 came as quite a surprise. That's because it showed a lot of imaginary imagery that looked similar to Xenoblade Chronicles X, the spin-off to the first Xenoblade Chronicles. Considering that's one of the last big Wii U games that hasn't yet been ported to the Switch, it seems possible that today's Direct was finally revealing that port. However, that's not the case, because Nintendo and Monolith Soft are ready to move forward in the story with a threequel. That's a freaking thing, apparently. Threequel. The Direct happened the other day. I'm just following up on it today, guys. So, if you guys didn't watch the Direct or behind on that, Splatoon 3 gets cooperative mode, Salmon Run next wave. I don't really play Splatoon, but if you guys are interested, this was announced there at Direct 2. As per the trailer, 4 players are dropped onto an abandoned rig surrounded by hideous water creatures hell-bent on bringing the squad to its knees. The cutesy aesthetic of the Splatoon series is juxtaposed and marvelously juxtaposed marvelously with the foreboding blood-red skyline, dissonant music, and tense third-person combat. Players get pitted against several powerful bosses in a wave of base system where the challenges increase depending on success. You'll have to use your various paintball guns to slow down, vanquish enemies, transfer essential items like eggs to safe areas, and transform into an array of paint-spewing mechs. If you got what it takes, maybe you'll even get the chance to take on the giant salmon. Yeah, English. Having problems with English right now. Heard this freaking new expansion for Ragnarok is practically a full game in itself. Ubisoft Sophia's huge expansion takes place historical source material to craft a mythical new journey. Assassin's Creed Dawn of Ragnarok is a mammoth-sized expansion. It's not a 2 hours aside to play. It's not a 2 hours aside to play. If you get tired of the main game story, nor will it just be a more Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Instead, developer Ubisoft Sophia's upcoming expansion is a 35-hour adventure that makes some massive changes and additions to the base game's formula, putting you in a full control of a Norse god and their mythical abilities. So you get to play as a freaking god in this? That's craziness. Links in the description for the article. If you guys are still playing Assassin's Creed Ragnarok, you're in for a treat, I guess. If you guys played Force Unleashed back in the day, it's coming to the Switch. I think they were talking about the first one, not the second one. I could be wrong, though. Star Wars The Force Unleashed announced for the Nintendo Switch. 2008 action-adventure Star Wars game developed by LucasArts will be coming to the Nintendo Switch as a port of the Wii version. It will include unique mods like two-player multiplayer duels between iconic Jedi and Sith characters. Star Wars The Force Unleashed tells an original story in a Star Wars universe. Galen, aka Starkiller, Darth Vader's apprentice. Players are able to make certain choices that lead them towards the dark side or light side. Star Wars Force Unleashed focused heavily on the Force powers, and they are on full display in Force Unleashed, something we praised in our review. You can read IGN's original story. Since the release of Force Unleashed, Star Wars games have adapted a licensed system. EA oversaw much of the Star Wars games developed in the 2010s, but Disney has since spread the wealth with Star Wars games in the works at Quantic Dream, my bad in English. I think that was at Eclipse game they were talking about. Could be wrong. So yeah, it's coming to the Switch. I think they were talking about the first one, not the second one. Which I wouldn't be surprised if they port the second one over in some way or fashion later. Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes announced for Nintendo Switch. This was at Nintendo Direct the other day too. Fire Emblem 3 Hopes will bring the heroes from Fire Emblem 3 Houses into the Warriors Miso genre. So this is kind of like, I don't play a lot of Fire Emblem, but this is basically similar to Breath of the Wild's prequel, kind of like the Warrior, that kind of like, it's basically a spin-off from the Zelda series, kind of in a way, or kind of similar to that, but with the Fire Emblem series. Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes will be released on June 24th, 2022 for the Nintendo Switch. This is not the first Warriors game set in the Fire Emblem universe. The first Fire Emblem Warriors game was released in 2017 and featured characters from games like Fire Emblem Awakening and Fire Emblem Fates. You can read our review. This sequel stars characters from the Fire Emblem 3 Houses, the first strategy Fire Emblem game developed for the Nintendo Switch. Players are able to lead one of 3 school houses as they learn to grow into proper leaders on the battlefield. Warriors is a unique action game genre where players take on a single hero who must take on waves after waves of enemies to reclaim territory. Nintendo has worked with developers of the Warrior series on several spin-offs, including Fire Emblem Warriors and Hyrule Warriors. That's what I was thinking about. Brain doesn't work 99% of the time anyway. But, yeah. Alright guys, I'm gonna call it there. What news I don't get here, I'll post to my Twitter, and I'll see you guys in the next video.